Please be seated.
Agwini Ushal, Tá Fáilte Móribh go léir an seo inniu. Ladies and gentlemen, you're so welcome on this special autumnal day here in Dublin to our membership conferring ceremony. And we're here in our home, the home of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland at number 6, Kildare Street. We welcome all our new members and their guests. And this week we will confer 285 new members from 23 different countries. We're delighted to meet you all here today. We especially welcome those who have travelled to Dublin for the first time and perhaps to Ireland for the first time. And I know some of the families will be from a very long distance away, so you're particularly warmly welcomed. The building we're in here, newly refurbished, captures and nurtures our heritage. Our Heritage Centre has attained museum status, and I should say accredited museum status. And that award recognises our dedication to caring for our collections to the highest standard. We do, of course, have ambitious plans to grow this museum and to open the rich heritage and medical history increasingly to the public and a wider audience. So all around you, there are portraits, sculptures, and items that reflect our central role in the history of medicine in Ireland and indeed abroad. So today, you join the ranks and all of us on your lifelong journey and career through medicine. It's a very exciting moment in your careers, and one that you've earned through your hard work, determination, and dedication, as well as the support of those who are here with you or thinking about you elsewhere. So well done to you and all. And now, before declaring the ceremony of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland open, may I introduce the platform party. Dr. Alessandra Biagini is chair of the Trainees Committee. Dr. Vera Keatings is Director of Examinations of the Institute of Medicine. Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea is President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Dr. Pamela O'Connor is Vice President of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Dr. Judith Meehan is Dean of the Faculty of Paediatrics. And Mr. Dennis Galvin is our mace bearer today. And I'm Dr. Joan Power. I'm an elected fellow and censor of the college. So this is a meeting of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland for the purpose of conferring membership, which I now declare open. With your permission, President, I will now proceed with the conferring ceremony.
Please proceed, Joan.
So before we formally admit you as members, I call on Dr. Alessandra Biagini, Chair of the Royal College of Physicians Trainees Committee, to address you.
Thank you, President, fellows and members. As chair of the Trainee Committee of the RCPI, it is my honour, my privilege and my duty to represent you and to work on your behalf with the College to improve the quality of our medical education and of the training we receive. I am sincerely delighted to be here in person today to extend my heartfelt congratulations on your remarkable accomplishment of achieving membership of this college. It was no long ago that I was sitting at your place, and it is still fresh in my memory the numbers of hours and months and years of hard work and efforts to reach this goal. The effort you put into your life, all the sacrifices you made, today have paid off, and you should be just proud of yourself and of your accomplishments. As members of the RCPI, you have distinguished yourselves as the brightest and best physicians of your generation. You stand apart as the group of doctors who will lead the profession for generations to come. Your graduation today leads you one step closer to the specialization in your field of interest and towards being the leader within our healthcare service, and marks a significant milestone in your career progression and your success. Today must be a joyful day, a day of celebration, to be shared with your family, friends, and peer fellows. But please remember, this is just not an end, it's a turning point. From now on, you will have a shared responsibility in shaping our profession, deciding its evolution, and supporting and being the active creator of all the necessary progress to serve at the best of our possibilities this country and all the needs of the citizens at their most vulnerable points of their lives. You will have the moral duty to put the talents and skills you have proven through many challenges and adversity to teach and to guide your junior colleagues and to ensure you achieve and maintain the same high standards of clinical and academic excellence that you yourselves have demonstrated. In this room, we all know these exams aren't easy, and many of us were tested to our own very limit. But they are a goal worth achieving, so please guide your fellow doctors to the same success you now so deservedly enjoy. I am delighted to see that so many of you have friends and family members here today. The support of your beloved ones has got you here in no small measures, and sharing and rejoicing with you and for you, for your success, is the highest form of love and, yes, of teamwork. Finally, now that the exams are over, you no doubt have a little bit more spare time on your hands. I would suggest you to use this period to take stock of your achievement and to think what direction you would like your career to take. With that bit of extra time you have, I'd also invite you and encourage you to join us in the Trainee Committee in working with RCPI to bring about positive changes that will benefit you and benefit the doctors who follow in your footsteps. I'm sure over your engagement so far with the college, you've all seen that there are things that works well, but also the things that we could do better. Now that you have both the insight and authority to make a change, I really urge you all to work with me to keep making this college a better and better place for trainees, so we can be proud to be member of this noble institution, proud of the fact that we can be part of receiving and providing world-class medical training, proud of the fact that we will always strive for better, and proud of the fact that we, in this room, are constantly working to safeguard the healthcare of the people of Ireland. Congratulations once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alessandra. So may I now ask all the licentiates and members-elect to stand? And in your booklet, you will find the declaration for membership that I'm going to ask you to recite with me. And if you're missing a booklet, I'm sure your neighbour can share it with you. Okay. So I do hereby solemnly and sincerely promise that I will observe and obey the statutes, bylaws and regulations of this college relating to members. And will submit to such penalties as may be lawfully imposed for any neglect or infringement of them, including the erasure of my name from the list of members and the surrender of my diploma of membership received from the college. I further promise and declare that I will, to the best of my ability, do all things in the practice of my profession for the honour of the college and the good of the public. I further promise and declare that I will not keep open shop for the sale of medicines or endeavour to obtain practice or to attract public notice by any unworthy means. Nor will I either permit or sanction the use of my name by any other person for such purposes or in connection with any secret remedy. and in the case of any doubt relative to the true meaning of this engagement, I promise to submit to the judgment of the College. I now call upon the President, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, to formally admit the new licentiates and members-elect collectively to membership of the College.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as President, I hereby admit you individually and collectively as licentiates and members of the Royal College of Physicians of Ireland. Congratulations to each of you.
So I add my congratulations to each new member, and you may be seated. I will now ask each new member to come forward and receive your parchment as your name is called. Nisaba Abdelwahid Mohammed Abdallah, General Medicine. Sumbla Ahmed, General Medicine. Ali Amr, General Medicine. Alexandra Boyd Crotty, General Medicine. Chian Pai Han, General Medicine. Roisin Connaughton, General Medicine. Tan Wai Ho, General Medicine. Darren Han Soon Chen, General Medicine. Nazira B. Binti Mohammed Abdul Kader, General Medicine. Usman Ali Mukhtar, General Medicine. Seema Nisar, General Medicine. Robert O'Byrne, General Medicine. Mir Arif Ali Osmani, General Medicine. Abdul Kadir, General Medicine. Javira Rahim, General Medicine. Bilal Saeed, General Medicine. Li Wei Lieb, General Medicine. Kareem Ali Qasim Abkar, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Hala El Hassan El Maki, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Doa Ali Morsi Abdelmig, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Miriam Mossadegh, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Saba Nisar, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Abdul Rahim Mohammed Hassan Osman, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Usha Prakash, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Shanta Bebelita Soreng, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Ali Al-Sinan, Pediatrics. Warda Amin, Pediatrics. Rabia Arif, Pediatrics. Elva Benson, Pediatrics. Eilish Marie Brunnock, Pediatrics. Harry Shodhari, Pediatrics. Fernanda de Castro Farjala Guzmeo, Pediatrics. Andrew Philip Dorr, Pediatrics. Intessar Elaman, Pediatrics. Sua Zala Ali Hiasha, Pediatrics. Ligia Nekifor, Pediatrics. Nikita Rodenbach, Pediatrics. Sarah Shehzad, Pediatrics. Shanae Tufan, Pediatrics. Annette Venter, Pediatrics. Yoel Gurgis William Abdelnour, Pediatrics. Hina Zahra, Pediatrics. And Rifak Zeb, Pediatrics. And as the President is resuming his place, I would also like to recite the names of those who are being conferred in absentia. Nazia Mohammed Yaqboud is Obstetrics and Gynecology. Ahmed Khalid Abdallah, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Khalda El-Ghazali Mahoob Abdallah, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Hamid Abdallah Mohammed, General Medicine. Umayma Ibrahim, General Medicine. Salwa Abgur Abdulgad Abdallah, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Maimuna Mohammed Ali Abdalam, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Riyam Bakir Al-Tub Abdullah, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Ibrahim Ubal Quasman, General Medicine. Naja Ahmed Hamdabuzan, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Salma Ahmed Abdallah Adam, General Medicine. Sabina Afridi, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Mohammed Zahir Ahmed, General Medicine. Azdig Yunus Ahmed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Dalal Ibrahim Hasim Ahmed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Sidra Ahmed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Hayam Ibrahim Ahmed, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Ali Hassan Ibrahim Hassan Ahmed, General Medicine. Alid Al-Sawas, Obstetrics and Gynecology. Muhammad Abdul Wahab Al-Husami, General Medicine. Fahad Ali Mahmoud, General Medicine. Muhammad Ibrahim Arman Ali, General Medicine. Tariq Mohammed Al-Yami, Pediatrics. And Sumari Manzoor Arain, Obstetrics and Gynecology. So may we congratulate everybody with a round of applause. So I'm now delighted to call on one of our new members, Alexandra Boyd-Crotty, who's going to address you all on behalf of the college.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, President, fellows, members, including all of us new members, families and friends. It is lovely to be here today, and thank you to the college for inviting me to say a few words on behalf of the group. I promise I'll keep it short. For many of you in the room who I haven't met, my name is Ali, and I am in my second year of the Medical BST in the Mater Hub. I am also the BST GIM representative of the MRCPI Trainees Committee, so it's lovely to be here to meet you all. I would say most of you would agree with me when I say that this probably isn't a milestone that most of us had particularly big plans for. Everyone has their distractions with work and life while doing these exams. Weekend shifts, night shifts, moving through rotations, getting to know new teams, and at times new hospitals. The list goes on. But today is a nice reminder to pause and take a minute to give yourself a pat on the back and congratulate yourself. All the study days, endless past tests or BMJ MCQs, and group chats full of panic and shared PDFs were leading somewhere. And now at least we have a photo in a gown to prove it. A quick thank you to the college, the examiners, and our consultants who often stayed late and gave up their free time to give us tutorials. Thank you to our families and friends who are probably just relieved we've stopped constantly talking about having to do more exams. And to our patients who are always generous with their time during our preparation for clinical exams. And lastly, just a brief acknowledgement to each other, as well as all the other NCHDs who have sat here before us and will sit here after us. Whether it's sharing notes or practicing last-minute neuro exams, it all helps us get through schemes that would otherwise at times, I'm sure, feel much more difficult. The people in this room are the same people we've crossed paths with in tutorials, on-call shifts, group chats and ward corridors, and the ones we'll see again in the future on HST schemes, at conferences, or when we get sent to a peripheral hospital for a year, convinced we won't know anyone and spot a familiar face. And there's always something very reassuring about that. So congratulations to everyone being conferred today. I hope you're enjoying a quieter week than usual and can take some time to celebrate. And best of luck with whatever comes next. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ali. So it's my pleasure now to call on our President, Dr. Diarmuid O'Shea, to address you.
I should take a leaf out of Ali's book and be a little bit briefer, but you're a captive audience, so I'm going to talk for a little longer. Tá fáilte mór ót an seo go dtí clós the Riga Leis na HÉireann. Guests, members, fellows, on behalf of the college officers and the platform party, tá fáilte Cala Grove. My name, as I said, is Diarmuid O'Shea, and I have the privilege, I'm a geriatrician and a general physician, and I have a privilege of being president of this college, and I get to welcome you here to Kildare Street, 6 Kildare Street, on a very proud day for you, your family, and your friends. And Ali is absolutely right. This is about taking a time out to pause and reflect on your real personal achievement and for those that have supported you. So it's a very proud day for a lot of people, including us in the college. Last week, we had Mary Robinson here, and she became the 9th recipient of our Stern Medal. And John Stern is the gent in the middle there who founded the college in 1654, and we've awarded the medal 9 times. She's an erudite, trailblazing pioneer, intellectually gifted, and an inspiring and brave lady who embodies the qualities we need to see in the leaders in all aspects of society. And you, as both Alexandra and I will say a little later, are the leaders, the future leaders of healthcare delivery in this country. To many of us, Mary Robinson doesn't need much of an introduction, but to those of you who are part of our global community of nearly 14,000 doctors around the world, she is, among many other things, the epitome of a role model of a leader, truly leading by example. And the interview she gave us will be broadcast later in October on the website, and it really is worth a listen. Because, among other things, she reminded me, as Joan did today, that this is our ancestral home. And you're in the presence in this building of giants of international medicine, people like Dominic Corrigan, Robert Graves, Kathleen Lynn, Dorothy Stoppard-Price. And like each of you and Mary Robinson, they travelled. But interestingly, when you look back at your history, they travelled at times of war, famine, and pandemic and change. And indeed, if you think about our own country, we've only left our famine or Ungurtha Moor behind 125 years and a civil war. So sadly, what she reminded us in the interview on Friday, among other things, was that some things are constants over the centuries and around the world. And would it be that humanitarian crises were a thing of the past? Because healthcare should never be a casualty of war. It should never be a casualty of war, famine or pandemics. And we know that many of our colleagues, families and friends have been directly impacted by the ongoing conflicts around the world. And it should go without saying as well, if you think of things that are happening in our own country, that our support for international healthcare workers who work in this country is both unconditional and essential. And the loss of medical infrastructure that we see, and the targeted attacks on healthcare workers, and the suffering endured by innocent children, women and men around the world weigh heavily on all of us, and often you can feel very helpless. And as the college, we've done a huge amount and continue to do on the advocacy front and support front. But just for today, our thoughts are with those who face life bravely, but with fear, terror and devastation in their midst on a daily basis. So along with the many other things we do in the college, I'd invite you to join in a moment of reflective silence in support and in solidarity with and for each of those affected. So I might take a pause for a minute. Thank you, and I can assure you we do much more than just words. Over the course of my career, the day I got the membership is one of those days that really still resonates with me. I remember it with real pride. I actually remember thinking I was done with exams. I did feel I had to nail my colours to the mast, and I really did wonder what direction my career would take. But at least now I felt the choice was mine. But I also remember how proud my parents were to be both at that ceremony and in the building. So while today is absolutely specifically about you, as Ali said, about taking time out and pausing, it's also about those who supported you along the way, whoever they are and wherever they are now. Every single person on this platform, and indeed others in this room, have shared this experience with you. And today in the college, we recognise and acknowledge doctors who've not just achieved a major career milestone, so it's not just a gown on a photo, Ali, it's a call to arms, but you're also the future leaders and providers of healthcare delivery in Ireland and around the world in the years and decades to come. But you become an integral part of the fabric and history of this college. And Alessandra is here speaking on behalf of the Trainee Committee, and I know yesterday's Trainee Committee meeting, some of you were actually there, so it's great to see you here as well. But today you actually become an ambassador for the college, but you also become a custodian of what the college was, what the college is, and what the college will do in the years to come. Living with uncertainty of patient outcomes, wondering how we can do more for our patients, will always keep us focused. And meeting these challenges is rewarded with a growing sense of achievement and pride that emerges over the course of your 40 or so year career. So you've loads to look forward to. Modern medicine is practiced in a changing world of geopolitical instability, conflict, climate change, tariffs, uncertainty of outcomes, and much more that affects all of us. But what we can do for the individual patient and for population health continues to grow. Yes, expectations and demands are increasing. These and more challenges challenge us and the world we live and work in. But every generation has had their challenges, and every generation makes their mark. And it's your turn coming up now. Mary Robinson reminded me last week that medicine is quintessentially about leadership in action. And to contribute and make your mark, you have got to be prepared to lead. This Royal College of Physicians is the oldest and largest postgraduate training body in the country. We've 6 postgraduate training bodies under this roof: paediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, pathology, occupational medicine, public health, and the Institute of Medicine. I don't think I left anyone out. That's 6, Joan, isn't it? People get very annoyed when I leave one. And it's always a different one I drop, but I got the 6 there. John Stern, that gentleman there, founded the college at the age of 30. And he founded the college to improve the training and practice of medicine, to improve patient care, and as a place for physicians to meet. And those founding principles really remain very relevant today. And the vision of our college is as an inspired global community of doctors engaged and enabled to improved health. So, Joan reminded you that you join a community of doctors of over 14,000, 285 this week from 23 countries. The impact of this global community is way more extensive than any of us really appreciate. And here in the college, we make that contribution and impact through training, education, advocacy, both professionally and publicly. And that's at the core of what we do. Ali and Alexandra both refer to this. The skills, knowledge, and friendships that you develop during your training, they're the networks and the foundation and the launch pad of your medical careers in the years ahead of you, that familiar face in other places that you go to work. And weaving into your practice, into the fabric of your practice, core values like compassion, openness, kindness, empathy, and an understanding for your patient and each other will empower you to make an important difference to the health and well-being of your patients, to the healthcare system you work in, and as importantly, to your individual selves. And they are values that cannot be replaced by technology and computers. Now, I'm a geriatrician, and I've had the pleasure of knowing some of you here today, and indeed I've worked with some of you. So a few of you may have heard this story before, as indeed the platform party may have, so bear with me when I tell you this. So I get to work with a lot of people, and I would occasionally ask them if they have any advice they'd like to offer me or a doctor over the course of their career. And one lady said to me, always stay curious. Stay curious about yourself, stay curious about your career, and about those around you. It will change you and change your patients, change the way you look after your patients. But she also said, look after your own career. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Now, I often reflect and think about those words and that line in particular, and in truth, the answer as to how I look after my own career varies from time to time, because in reality, you sometimes feel you don't have a lot of control over it. But I did choose to become a doctor, and I did choose the specialty I went into. You are our future clinicians and leaders that will shape healthcare delivery over the next few decades, so be an active contributor. And you absolutely can become part of and generate the culture change you want to see across the continuum of healthcare. And that's as much a challenge as it is a privilege, knowing that you can be part of and lead the change of how healthcare training is delivered and how healthcare is delivered. Now, those responsibilities can sometimes seem a little overwhelming, and getting the balance right for yourselves is very important. So you've got to be sure to look after yourself. So making time for yourself, your family, and your friends shouldn't need to be said, but it has to be said. We've lots of people working across the college here in both professional affairs, Trevor Duffy, Maeve Doyle, Vera Keatings, our Dean of Examinations, the head of the Trainee Committee, which is a very active committee in this college, Alessandra Piagini. So figure out yourselves how you want to give a little bit of time back. There is a bit of altruism to it, because you're sort of fixing, what the CEO here said to me at a meeting a while back, Dermot, you can't fix backwards, but you can't fix forwards. And that really sits well with me as a sort of a plan to try and move things on. So after that sort of rallying call, I have a few thank yous to say, so I'm nearly done. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge each of those on the platform who've taken time out of their busy days to be here to celebrate with you. I would also like to thank the examiners and the boards, including those that lead them, Ono Coron and PEDS, Mary Higgins in Obstetrics, Vera Keatings here in the IOM, people like Dara Whelan, Louise Goyette, Dermot Bernock and Marissa Prendergast. Those college staff that are here today represent about 170 or so staff that support us through our training and lifelong learning. They're dedicated, professional, and always committed to the college's aims and aspirations. So on behalf of myself and the platform party and the college officers, just to thank standing in the room Isabella, Gabriella and Dennis who's sitting on our behalf, on behalf of all the staff. So guys, a sincere thank you. It's been already said, Céad Míle Fáilte to the guests and members who've come with you today to celebrate this important milestone. The emotional, financial and practical support they and many more have given you are essential ingredients in your success. So we know you wouldn't be here without them. So again, on our behalf and on behalf of these sitting at the front of the room, a big thank you to those at the back of the room for all the support you've given. At our core, the Royal College of Physicians provides the highest standard and quality of training and lifelong education across a 40 or so year career, and that translates into the best quality of care for the patients we look after. And the future of that depends on you. And as the years fly by, and they do fly by, the college can always be a reference point for your continued professional excellence as you deliver care to the patients you look after and lead healthcare delivery. Now, I mentioned a lady called Kathleen Lynn, and her portrait's downstairs in one of the rooms. She was a suffragette, a politician, a nationalist, and a remarkable lady. And she channeled her energies and lived by a credo of be brave, be different, challenge conventional wisdom, but above all, collaborate. And they are qualities she shared with Mary Robinson and other great leaders. And what they demonstrate is, done the right way, the influence one person can have on a system. One person can make a big difference. One person can positively affect a team and a culture within a group. And if each of you walks out of this hall today being that one person, your positive contribution will have a ripple out effect. The opportunities open to you because of the career you have chosen are truly extraordinary, and your potential is unlimited. Over the course of your career, as you bring honour to yourself, to your family, and to our profession, I sincerely hope that you fulfil your own dreams and ambitions. My congratulations to each of you on getting your membership. I hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much, President. So now that completes and concludes the conferring ceremony for membership. So we're going to ask your guests to remain here seated in the hall while we're going to take a group photograph. So the platform party are going to leave first, followed by the new licentiates and members, and we're going to go and have photographs taken out on the stairs. Thank you very much indeed.